know who she thinks she is, but I do think it might be someone with real power, and it shouldn't be. She wanted her own Hail to the Chief song, and it happened. It's called Fanfare for the First Lady. It's a terrible song. Listen to a little bit of this. The point is her ego. Ego is at.
What happens when the queen of political spin finally cracks? Cracks. Picture Hillary Clinton losing control live on air as Megyn Kelly drags the skeleton straight out of her closet. Cracks. Closet. His isn't politics anymore. It's a front row seat to a high-speed disaster. Skloset. Disaster. Ecrits flying, tempers exploding, egos colliding. I disaster. Colliding. Oh, you thought the scandals were over. Think again, colliding. Again. Hilary's rage just became must-watch TV.
Very weird, and I think shitty marriage. I don't think she has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her, and I think I can't really blame him because she seems to have accepted this behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so, past this prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate. You know, what you permit, you promote. She spent all of her daughter's upbringing away. At work, at the law firm, in the White House, running for office. And Chelsea Clinton is not a nice person.
Before we dive in, hit like and subscribe. You won't want to miss this. For gain. Or decades, Hillary Clinton moved through politics like a fortress. Stone walls, iron gates, and a moat of excuses, ethos. Excuses. Very scandal brushed off, every question dodged. Excuses. Now the walls are cracking, and everything she built to look untouchable is finally closing in.
Happening in America. You can feel it. Something we've worked for and dreamed of for a long time. Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history. The first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions.
Hillary's image was layered with bulletproof spin. As if the world would stop asking questions. Dodged. Questions. Then came Megyn Kelly. Questions. A laser-focused truth seeker aiming straight for the dark corners. Corners. No softballs. Only truth grenades. Grenades. Andy this time she came fully armed.
Appendix to Durham's report from May of 2023. Let's see. Reveals strong evidence that the FBI covered up a plot by the Hillary Clinton campaign to amplify ties between Trump and Russia. That the FBI covered up the plot. This is the new piece of it that's being dropped today, because we knew Hillary did it. And Fox Digital had reported earlier this week that we were going to see this annex, and it was going to suggest the FBI knew that she was going to do it and then covered it up. And that's where we're going now with this. That Kash Patel said he found the Durham appendix, thousands of other documents inside a burn bag in a secret room at FBI.
On camera, Hillary flashed those polished smiles and marble-smooth talking points. Grenades. To Megyn Kelly arrived with receipts. Points. Receipts. Oh, you could hear the armor receipts. Armor screech as the first cracks appeared. Tarmor appeared. Hat silent tension, the calm before something massive breaks. Pure T-peered. Breaks. Is Purelavision gold.
Game today than it was even 4 years ago, never mind 8 to 10 years ago when she was doing all this. And back to Hillary, you know, the whole, she has a hat she's tweeted herself out wearing, but her emails. She's tried to turn it into this ridiculous joke, like, oh, but the moon landing, like you nutcases who are still railing about this made-up scandal, this thing that, you know, you've used to try to unfairly tar me. She did need to distract from that email scandal.
Megyn didn't peel back spin, sheet breaks, is pure the skin. She ore it off like duct tape. Youth skin, she tape. GLY secret spill tape. Spilt it out, and Hillary's composure collapsed like a house of cards in a storm. A spilt storm. Very revelation hit harder, turning the moment into a spectacle no one could look away from.
Should be in jail. Literally, Hillary Clinton should be behind bars. And so should the people who worked for her who did this. This is so blatantly corrupt. She wanted to distract from her email scandal. She cooked up a plan to accuse Trump of being a Russian agent in order to distract from her own legitimate scandal. She made up a scandal about Trump being a Russian asset.
Hillary tried her old tricks. Deflect, dismiss, dance. Storm, dance. Hitty Megyn Kelly wasn't there to play nice. Stance. He was judge, jury, and wrecking crew, Ennis. Crew. A fact landed like a hammer until Hillary detonated. Voice tight, face red, control gone, eye crew. T was the meltdown no one saw coming.
Speaking of Hillary, her op-ed, which is really pretty spectacular in the New York Times. First of all, my team just showed me this. Have you seen the cover for her new book? Something lost, something gained. A game just a Freudian slip. And the amount of retouching on this face I haven't seen since, Joan Rivers had her 15th surgery. God love Joan. I don't know what she's trying to be with this soft focus. My executive producer, Steve Krakauer, is like, she looks nothing like her.
Megyn built her case like a prosecutor while Hillary ran out of room to hide. Gone. Hide. Ho's rehearsed lines fell flat. Hide. Flat. Every pivot failed. Iflet failed. Instead of calm, Hillary chose chaos, throwing excuses, losing grip veiled. Grip. Viewers watched in disbelief as social media exploded with memes. Grip. Memes. Any minute she was untouchable, the next trending for all the wrong reasons.
I think really is just sort of getting along based on the family name at this point. And so now she's got a daughter who, I guess, married a rich guy but is struggling in her own right. Hillary's in a loveless marriage. She probably doesn't have a lot of real friends, just people who are glamours. And so she absolutely does have to write a fifth memoir and go on MSNBC and be told that she's amazing and that she...
Here's the twist. Hillary spent a lifetime controlling every story memes. Story. This one slipped through her fingers like water. Story. Water. Why the end? Megyn stood tall. Hillary looked like a viral blooper gone wrong twatter. Wrong. His secrets reopened old wounds and shattered her legacy. Wrong. Legacy. Megyn didn't just win. She dismantled a myth.
Up to her and sitting down next to her, taking her in my arms and saying, look at me, listen to me. You will survive. You will have a good family of your own and 3 children. And as hard as it might be to imagine, your daughter will grow up and become the President of the United States. I am as sure of this as anything I have ever known. America is the greatest country in the world.
Hillary didn't just blow up once. She erupted again and again. Legacy. Again. What began as a crack became a volcano, with Megyn calmly mapping every shady deal and money trail. Each truth peeled back her polished image until that trademark smile looked more like a grimace trying not to break.
Okay, I raised Chelsea Clinton because her mother Hillary, for some reason, thought it would be moving, a good idea, a good PR move, for her to on camera read the acceptance speech she was going to give in 2016, the night she never was able to let down the balloons and the fireworks. And it's part of a masterclass, I guess, educational video on the topic of resilience. And here is just a little soundbite.
That famous half-smile turned to strain. Strain. She knew the act wasn't working. So she got louder, blaming critics, pointing fingers. It was the political version of yelling, "Stop talking about this," while standing in the fire you lit. Every shout made her look weaker, while Megyn's calm made her stronger.
Over. Is she done?
So I don't know about you. Video that Sunday night Trump got elected. And this feels so good.
The kids say cringe. I'm very cringy, the whole thing. And why, of all time, right, like, for 4 years and beyond, we were always saying she's like a nice woman. She never expresses emotion.
When Megyn opened Hillary's closet, not one skeleton fell out. A whole marching band did. Each scandal marched through, loud and undeniable. Hillary squirmed, rolled her eyes, and cried bias, but control was gone. Megyn kept building the case, methodically tearing down decades of political armor.
The law, that homebrew server that had been accessed by foreign agents. She compromised national intelligence information. She did things she would never have allowed anybody at the State Department to do under her. And that leads me back to Schellenberger here. This is page 4 of his report. He writes as follows: the Russian reports, again, that Dutch spied on, that we got our hands on, also claimed, and listen to this, I mean, you probably already know this stuff, Glenn, but claimed that Attorney General Loretta Lynch, okay, this is back in 2016, people, remember, Obama's president, Loretta Lynch is his Attorney General, and her DOJ/FBI are investigating the Hillary Clinton email scandal.
The funniest part, Hillary couldn't stop reacting. Every bait she took it. Every outburst became a meme. Audiences laughed as the untouchable leader spiraled live on air. By the end, the mask was gone, replaced by raw anger and a legacy crumbling in real time.
Clinton decided to drop an op-ed in the New York Times today that's entitled, "How much dumber will this get?" And she uses Signalgate and the messaging by Pete Hegseth and Mike Waltz, J.D. Vance, Tulsi, and others on there as the jumping off point to talk about how dumb the Trump administration is. Some highlights. She calls the Trump administration hypocritical, dangerous, and dumb over this story. It's not the hypocrisy that bothers me, it's the stupidity.
She leaned in and lashed out, her rant boiling with rage. But it only proved the point. This wasn't strength, it was panic. Megyn stayed cool, waited, and dropped a single mic drop line that ended it all. Hillary walked in to control the story, and left as the headline herself.
Though, like, the air toucher, the retoucher deserves a huge raise. This is a much more soft, welcoming, friendly, I suppose, Hillary, although again, she's self-aware. Something lost, I wonder what that was. Really?
Right.
The woman who wrote a book called What Happened, like marveling over all the external forces that could have caused her loss in a presidential election that was handed to her on a silver platter. And then get into this op-ed, which, it's just remarkable for what's in there. She has a paragraph in there about all the press.
You can't polish a train wreck, and this was proof. The footage spread everywhere. Hillary melting down while Megyn cut through her defenses like butter. Memes exploded, jokes rained down, and the public finally saw what PR couldn't hide. A career haunted by its own past.
They banked on the intel agencies working with her to perpetuate this lie, and it appears they were only too happy to assist. That's what this scandal's about. Pieces of it we knew. New pieces are coming in by the day thanks to these declassifications. And it's downright shocking. Do not believe that there's no there there. The people who are saying that are wrong. They're wrong. What just broke today, like moments before it came to air, we're still getting our arms around it, was obviously provided to Michael Schellenberger before 2 minutes ago.
The irony was poetic. A career built on controlling narratives ended in a moment she couldn't control. Her eruption became a symbol of collapse, not power. By the end, Hillary didn't just lose her temper. She lost the illusion of being untouchable. Megyn Kelly didn't just expose secrets. She revealed the truth behind the armor.